Today is going to be a beautiful sunny day. So we're going outside and cooking the SunOven. Hello friends, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I am Vicki and you're with Grammy in the Kitchen. Today we're going to have baked cod over cheesy potatoes cooked in the SunOven. If that's something you're interested in, stick around. It's going to be a great video. Aprons on. Let's get it started. Okay, first I want to take the SunOven outside just so it can start warming up. So I have some pepper jack cheese slices. I have some powdered milk that I went ahead and hydrated in some water. And then I have some little potatoes. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to my pan. This was 3/4 of a pound of the little red potatoes and 3/4 of a pound of the little Yukon potatoes. So I'm just slicing them maybe a 1/2 inch thick. I'm going to add a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, a pinch of pepper, I'm going to fill my salt jar, and 2 pinches of salt. I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of milk. We're going to add 5 ounces of pepper jack cheese, and I'm just breaking this up. This is just sliced pepper jack cheese. Okay, so that is mixed in there very well. And I have a 2-pound bag of cod that I got from Walmart. I'm just laying those right on top of the potatoes. Just drizzle a little bit of olive oil. And like I've said before, the husband and I do not mind eating leftovers. So this is actually probably 3 days worth of food here. All right, we're adding a little bit of pepper. Salt. And about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And I'm going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Have the lid on. And now we're going to go ahead and take this outside to the SunOven. The SunOven's temperature is actually 220 degrees. The fish and potatoes are going in. I'm just trying to line the sun up into my sun gauge right here. Now I like to do my SunOven cooking early in the morning because east is that way, and that's where the sun comes up. And because of that, when it goes down west, I have a lot of trees in my backyard, so I lose all evening sun in my backyard. So I do all of my SunOven cooking first thing in the morning. It is Sunday, so this will be lunch today, and then whatever leftovers we'll just eat whenever. So it is 9:30 in the morning, and it's at 220 degrees. We're just going to let that be and let it continue to cook. I have to come out here every 15 minutes to check the sun and the sun gauge and the little dots at the bottom of the SunOven. We need to check on that every 15 minutes and do some rotation. Make sure we are following the sun as it's rising in the sky. But it is a beautiful sunny morning. I'll let you know how long this takes. Okay, it's been 2 hours. I've had some clouds roll in, and they're sporadic, so I'm still letting it stay out here. It's roughly between 175 to 225 degrees inside the SunOven. But when I say every 15 minutes I have to come out here to do some adjustments, let me show you what I'm talking about. If you see inside that sun hole, there's a hole at the top, and you want to make sure the sun is lined up to the hole in the bottom. Right now it is, and there's another one. I'm not sure the sun is so bright, but there's another one right here, so I have 2 of those. So when we started this morning, I had the peg all the way to the bottom. I had it fully extended upward, and I have moved it that many times, and I'm getting ready to move it again. So I'm just going down one more. I have a piece of stone on it just as a weight to hold it in place. And if you can see, the sun is lined up to that bottom hole through the top hole. And we need to do that every 15 minutes, because when I started, the sun was at this angle, and right now it's at this angle. So in the 2 hours that it took to get here, we have to adjust the SunOven to maximum sun exposure. So I'll just come out here and give it a little twist, adjust the leg to where the sun is getting higher in the sky. We're at 210 degrees at the moment. And the way you can tell your food is done, and it doesn't matter if it's beef, pork, chicken, just vegetables, it doesn't really matter. You cannot overcook in a SunOven because there is no internal heat. It's just UV rays coming from the sun on the reflectors into the insulated box. But you'll start seeing condensation on the glass. And once the whole glass is condensated, your food is done. Now it does take twice as long to cook in the SunOven than it does in a conventional oven, and today it's going to take even longer because I do have sporadic clouds in the sky. So it's not getting up to a high temperature. It is staying at a temperature between 175 and 225, which is fine. It'll just take longer to cook. So we'll just come out here every 15 minutes, give it a little tilt, adjust the legs, and we'll get it done. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to condensate on the lid. That means it is getting very close to being done. It is at 270 degrees. I've had to move it periodically. I've had to adjust it periodically for maximum sun exposure. Now, we started off with the sun behind me this morning, and now it's just in front of me above my head. And I have a large tree that is getting ready to go behind, and I am going to lose sunlight very fast. But the glass is starting to steam up, which means the fish is almost done. I can see it bubbling, so I know it's getting very close. But I am running out of sunlight in my backyard. The only other place is down on the ground right here beside me, which I will take it if it doesn't finish cooking before I lose sun up here. Matter of fact, I think I'll just go ahead and do that right now. So I do have a lot of sunlight left down on the ground. We're going to go ahead and move it down there. I still have the food inside, so I'm going to move it very carefully. And that should buy me another 30 to 45 minutes. And the fish in the SunOven is ready. Let's go take a peek. Alright, so we're going to go on a field trip. So you see the condensation that's built up on the door? That means it is ready. Oh, that smells so good. Don't know if you can see that very well. That smells delicious. I'm going to go ahead and take the temperature of the fish just to make sure it is done. It's falling apart, so that's a very good sign. We are well over 200 degrees. Let's check those potatoes. The potatoes are done. I'm going to try a piece of fish. Perfect. I'm going to keep the lid on it just so the fish stays nice and hot. That's what's for dinner today. Cheesy potatoes with some cod on top. A little bit of salt and pepper. Some garlic powder, onion powder, and some Italian seasoning cooked in this SunOven. It did take 4.5 hours to cook it in the SunOven. But that's because I had partly cloudy skies, and every time the clouds covered the sun, the temperature in the SunOven would drop. And then when the sun was able to shine bright again, the temperature would rise. So this recipe, although tastes delicious, it is not a recipe that's written down that I found on Google or anything like that. This is just something that I had in the house all the spices and the herbs and the cheese and everything we have in the house. So in my mind, I'm just throwing things together, and I'm just trying to give you encouragement to know that you don't have to follow a recipe step by step. Get creative. Change it, tweak it to fit your family's needs and what y'all like to eat. This is just a thrown together recipe, but it is delicious. So if y'all find any value in this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and while you're at it, please subscribe. We will love to have you part of the Grammy family. So the husband and I are just going to go ahead and eat dinner, and until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye, friends.